Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, a bunch of stuff happened lately. We have a cruise port has opened since the hurricane that was closed down. We have a final sailing of a much loved ship that will never sail again, at least under the brand. We have a place that decided they're going to open up more and make it easier for cruise ship passengers. Not anyone else, just cruise ship passengers to visit the city. That's unique. That's a very unique thing to happen these days. Big news coming from Alaska. And finally, I had my birthday party the other day, and the next day, my nephew texts me and says he has COVID. Do you like that little ending there? Because I'm going on a cruise. I'm heading on a cruise. Well, just no worries, everybody. If you're on the cruise with me, I'm going to be on the cruise. They did not, I tested negative. As soon as he sent me a message saying he had tested positive, I tested negative. And then the next morning, I went and had a PCR test done, and I tested negative as well. So I'm good to go. I have no symptoms. Bam, that's out of the way. Let's talk about Grand Turk. Grand Turk received its first cruise ship back since Hurricane Fiona damaged the cruise ship dock there. I'm sure they're very glad to see that port opened up again, as they were missing out on a lot of tourism dollars. There's still some slight damage to some areas around the vicinity, but the port says most of the excursions are up and running again, and people will still have a great time when they go to Grand Turk. That's good news. Glad to hear that. Also, we have a city, Abu Dhabi, has now come out, and they have something there called the Green Pass. And it's nothing to do with the environment or anything like that. It had everything to do with their COVID restrictions. You had to be tested, you had to be vaccinated, well, they are now giving cruise ship passengers a pass. You don't have to have anything to do with the Green Pass. You get an exemption. You'll either be given a wristband or a card from your cruise ship that you show when you're getting off, when you're walking around. If anybody asks you, you just show the card. You're exempt. You don't have to have any of that proof for leaving from there, or landing there, anything to do with that, because they are trying to build up their cruise capacity. They want to have more and more cruise ships sailing in Abu Dhabi, and they are willing to just make it as easy as possible, which is a very big turnaround from a lot of places that have made it harder and harder for cruisers than easier. So I'm glad to see somebody still wants the business, shall we say. Speaking of getting more business, Alaska has just said, yep, they've signed an $80 million project that is going to have more cruise docks, more area, more entertainment, more places to visit. They're setting it up for cruise ships, as cruise ship passengers will visit the area more and more and more in the future. $80 million is a lot of money, but if they can get some more cruise ship docks up in that location, it'll increase capacity, because Alaska is still probably the #1 destination during the summer than anywhere else in the world. And I can't disagree, because I go every year. Even my buddy Tony, who had never been to Alaska, well, he went last year, and then he went this year, and now he wants to go next year. It just becomes addictive, because Alaska is one of the most beautiful, beautiful places on Earth. And finally, the Carnival Ecstasy has set sail for her final sailing ever. The 35-year-old cruise ship has been, it's been in service with Carnival for 35 years. It's one of the fantasy class ships. It only leaves 2 ships left in the fantasy class since the pandemic, as they sold off or auctioned off or scrapped the other class. It's basically the Paradise now and the Elation. It's kind of sad to see the smaller ships go, because I know for a fact a lot of people absolutely love this class of ships. They are big fans. They sail on it over and over and over over again. Just like people get addicted to the large ships, people get addicted to the small ships. Everybody ends up with a favorite ship that they just love to be on. And it doesn't matter if it gets old and a little bit beat up and a little bit run down. It doesn't matter. That's their ship. That's the memories, that's the fondness, that's the at-home feeling. It becomes your ship no matter what. And I can absolutely appreciate that. But unfortunately, she's setting sail the last time, never to return with Carnival again. Yeah. Pandemic did a lot of damage to the cruise lines. Now, Carnival does have brand new ships coming online. They're bringing ships over from another cruise line, Costa, and making it their own. So they're bringing back to keep their standard as being the largest cruise ship company in the world. But will it have that same feeling as these older fantasy class that got them so popular in the first place? Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you want to see another video, why not check this one out right here?